Now for what's trending in true crime, Chad Doerman's attorneys are asking to remove the death penalty as a consideration due to his mental health struggles. So Doerman appeared in court on Friday. His attorneys presented the motion citing serious mental illness at the time of his alleged crimes. The 33-year-old has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity after prosecutors allege he shot and killed his 3 young sons. New court documents revealed Doerman was mumbling different statements, carrying around a Bible in the moments before police say he murdered his kids. And in the amended documents, Doerman's wife states that her husband was scaring her, saying that Doerman was mumbling, quote, "Chad knows what's right," before the tragic killing. So the judge is going to be hearing arguments on this case in August. Should the judge remove the death penalty? Let's talk about it. Let's bring in our power panel. Still with me in the studio, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Joe Tamburino, law enforcement expert Sonny Slaughter, and retired criminal defense attorney, someone who's certified in death penalty cases, Kirk Nurmi. Wonderful to have you all on the show this morning. Kirk, I want to begin with you. Your thoughts, should the judge take this off the table?
Well, you know, it's hard to really get into the merits of the claim without seeing the entire forensic analysis, the psychology work that was done. But remember, Julie, the 8th Amendment prevents the execution of those that are mentally ill, right? And this is the theory that the defense is going under. And I might have mentioned this before in prior times, that 50% of death sentences are overturned when defense counsel doesn't follow these sort of proceedings. So whether or not this is viable, whether or not it should be removed, is one question, but the ultimate question and the smart move for defense attorneys here is to put this forward, because trial courts in this situation are the first word, not the last word. There's going to be about 15 years between the imposition of any death sentence and an actual execution, where federal courts are going to look at this case and they're going to look at what the defense attorneys did. So this is a smart move in terms of processing this case to make this move at this time.
As you would certainly know, having done these cases. Kirk, thank you for that. Sonny, want to go to you next, please. Your thoughts on this?
I think in the absence of, in the presence of justice, the absence of injustice would be not to follow through the process. And although this was a very heinous and unthinkable crime, we must follow our judicial system and constitutional rights for all defendants. And this is a part of the process, asking for a mental health evaluation and ensuring that every step that is necessary has been taken to ensure justice, not just for him, but for everyone involved. It might be painful, but we have to follow the process.
Sonny, thank you. Last but certainly not least, Joe Tamburino, your thoughts, please.
It's good that the defense is raising it, but I don't think it's going to work. I mean, in most situations, people who commit intentional murder do have some mental health issues. Nobody just all of a sudden decides, hey, I'm going to go murder someone. But you have to rise to the level where you truly did not know what you're doing. So I think it's totally proper that the defense is doing it. They have to do it. Whether it's going to work, I don't think it will.
Joe, appreciate it. We'll leave it there for now. Turning to some other big trending news, we've got a new development that could make things a lot tougher for those accused in the death of 16-year-old Preston Lord. This after his family continues seeking justice.
We seek not vengeance, but accountability. We demand that those responsible for his untimely departure are brought before the law to answer for their actions. As we move forward, let us carry Preston's memory as a torchlight, guiding us towards the future where justice prevails, not just in words, but in action.
Now, police have now classified the Gilbert Goons as a criminal street gang. Although sufficient evidence hasn't been released to submit additional charges, prosecutors say they're preparing to do so. Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell has previously said this on the matter, quote, "If they're doing this through an organized street gang type of situation, we will look at the enhancement of gang charges or whether it was in furtherance of a street gang. Nothing is off the table." So we're wondering, how will the official gang designation affect this murder case? Let's bring back in our wonderful power panel. Sonny Slaughter, you've got lots of training and experience in gang investigations. Want to start with you. Your thoughts, please.
I think this is an excellent idea. I think if law enforcement has put together the necessary documentation and information to classify this as organized criminal activity that will rise to this level, I think it is very good, because we have to recognize that some of these young people's action is not just, kids being kids. This is dangerous. They are deceptive, and this is, I think, the right move at the right time for this to be going forward. They've probably done a lot more than we know about, and hopefully we'll find out more later on.
Exactly. Sonny, thank you. Joe Tamburino, to you next, please. What do you think?
I think it's a good move, and it's going to give the prosecution two things. Number one is obviously greater enhancement of the crime, and number two, it's going to be easier to get in evidence, because if they show a gang conspiracy, they're going to be able to get in more evidence, different co-conspirator statements. So I think overall it's better for the prosecution.
Right. I can't wait to see if more charges are filed here. Kirk Nurmi, you have lived and practiced in the state of Arizona for a long time, and we've talked to you numerous times about this case. And I remember you saying, I'd never heard of the Gilbert Goons, but, the caveat is, doesn't mean these aren't dangerous people. Your thoughts here about this official designation, and what, if anything, in particular you're looking for with this charging?
Well, I've said before, Julie, I'm a big fan of Rachel Mitchell, and I think her statement is illustrative of what she's going to do. I mean, the Gilbert police making this designation alone doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change the evidence, what have you. What she mentioned in there, what Arizona has, is a sentencing enhancement for those who are criminal street gang activity. So she needs to look at the viability of this designation in terms of making the charges, in terms of enhancing the charges. Can she prove that these Gilbert Goons were in fact a street gang to a jury? That's what she's going to be looking at, and that's where really the rubber's going to hit the road here, because regardless what the police designation is, it's not going to affect the trial unless the county attorney feels like they can prove those allegations, and they do prove those in court to enhance the sentence of these young men.
Great insight. Kirk Nurmi, thank you for taking us home on that. And we've got to let you get going and get on with your day. Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. Sonny and Joe are going to stay with me and want you to do the same at home, please. When we come back, we're going to talk about how animal tranquilizers were found in the body of Suzanne Morphew. And it's really turning this case that was once a mystery into potentially a murder trial. This is according to our professor of forensic science, who's joining us live next.